My least favorite part about making these YouTube videos is coming up with the intro, grabbing people's attention within the first 5 seconds. And it's just, I actually hate that game. Let's just make money. How's that sound? Um, let's talk about this bullshit chart to start before we talk about trade ideas, though. This is where we were looking for a big fake out, right? I mean, go watch my videos that I've been making for probably the last 3 months now. I was looking for kind of this area to turn into a fake out and break. I said, if it actually breaks over that range, we got to flip and we got to prepare for some crazy bullishness, test of the highs. I guess it seems silly from here. We're only like 50 points away from the all-time high, but I think we're going to blow through it in July. July might be a crazy year. One of the Discord members even shared today, the historical analysis for July. This isn't too surprising. July is one of the most bullish months of the year. And we've got a really good setup for it as well. Today, on its own, was a little bit more of selling, but still an inside day from yesterday. Can't really call it an inside day because we did break to a new high and then kind of consolidate into yesterday's support. Consolidation day. I see that futures are already up big. Nvidia is kind of testing all-time highs here. Easy breakout play is actually already in the works. I think this is at 55 actually in the after hours. We're getting the flip on the daily and the weekly. Unfortunately, this is one I missed today, but there should be some more room to run on this name. AMD also making a really nice move out of the hole here. This big trend line breaking, guys, there's probably more room to chase this to the upside. Same with coin. I know it went on a crazy run, but this is probably going to go to 400. It might do it before July even. So try to keep a really close eye on this one. You've got this, this chart looks crazy on so many levels. Like, first of all, it's actually insane. This is probably one of the most insane charts I've ever seen. So first of all, this looks like a cup and handle. And it looks like we're just getting the first move out of it, right? And then this cup and handle gave this brilliant move as well that we caught yesterday and traded. But then when you look at the big chart here, this looks like one giant cup and handle with the IPO prices, the breakout. When we got the circle IPO that finally gave the trigger for coin to break this down trigger, I immediately tweeted and I said 500 can happen. And my only regret is that I didn't just instantly buy more coin. We have coin shares. And we traded it a lot yesterday. I can't remember if I kept the lottos on. I don't think I did. I think it retraced further than I wanted to see on the 1 minute. And I thought, okay, maybe we're going to do a prolonged period of consolidation, but then it just rallied into the close because Bitcoin's breaking out of this amazing bull flag. It's also a little bit of a cup and handle here, but this is what you want to see out of bull flags is for them to create these parallel channels. And MSTR also is looking really good here. So it looks like MSTR on the weekly also wants to make a nice rally. I do notice that on the, what chart was that? Daily looks good. Monthly looks good. The 2-day is melting to the downside. But the daily looks like it's about to fire to the upside. And the weekly looks really great. MSTR is another name that looks really good to me. Looks like it could be setting up a little bit of a cup and handle here with Bitcoin looking like it's going to break out to all-time highs. July might be nuts. It might be the summer of crypto. Setting up, and we could get like a massive push. I do want to say, kind of interrupt myself a little bit here from some of these ideas that I am extremely fundamentally bearish, like extremely. Like I don't think the new tax bill that Trump wants to put through, the big beautiful bill, I think is that what it's literally called? It might be. I'm not really sure, but I don't think that's bullish. It's kind of bullish in the short term. In the long term, it's not. And I am actually not even sure it goes through. We have more tariff news that's likely to come out as well. The deregulation is really bullish, but then there's still these macro forces. Now, despite me being very bearish on the fundamentals, both geopolitically and domestically, you can't ignore the fact that VIX is below 17. The dollar is dropping, but not plunging. It's a healthy sell-off that's supportive of a risk-on environment. Yields didn't get the breakout. Instead, they've declined the breakout, and they're coming down nicely. Bonds are being well behaved, and they're catching some bids. It still isn't appealing for me as a trade. And additionally, even though gold caught some bids today, it's definitely not like breaking out or anything. So we actually got a denial of the breakout, and volumes being poured out of it. The daily looks like it's about to flip to the downside. I'm getting all the indications to be long right now and to play things to the upside and chase. That said, it looks like the market is also still rebalancing. So, the bubble thesis is kind of getting some deterioration. I would be really interested if some of these would do reversals. Like quantum is broadly weak as well. We talk about IonQ, or QUBT, or GTI, QBTS, all down. IBM, a little different, but a little bit sturdy, more of a blue chip name, right? Those were all getting clapped today. Circle as well was getting clapped today, and I actually think this is a really, really good short. I should have traded this today. I definitely have a bit of regrets about not taking this. It's just with the market being as bullish as it is, I was actually a lot more suspicious of setting up short positions on very hype names. But this actually came right to actually below my target is what I'm seeing here. 200 was my target. I said I was thinking if we gave up the 218, we should go straight to 200 today. Looks like that panned out. I'd be cautious about trying this short again tomorrow. Just overall, this is a risky environment to try those shorts. I will say I had some QBTS shorts on. But I actually closed some of those because I had some really far. I did have some shorter dated ones that I closed completely, and I still have a little bit of like October ones because I think by August, September, these quantum stocks are probably going to go back down to single digits where they belong because they're trash. I will also mention before I get too carried away that I do have a great article. Well, I mean, me saying my own article is great is a bit pretentious, but I think it's great. That you can go read on my Substack, which looks like 12 people have watched it so far. That's really cool. Maybe I make content really late. Most people watch it in the morning, but check it out. I think you'll like this. Never mind the paid. This is when I used to do a paid newsletter like years ago. This one is completely free, and it's also daily. So every single day you get a new post. And by the way, there's a really good one here. I shared my future strategy in here, a very profitable future strategy, which didn't get a lot of likes. This Investinopia article is about how to think like a pro trader and how to like size risk appropriately and grow your account exponentially. It gives like a framework for sizing rules and how to set up your guidelines for how to size trade. So check it out. I'm trying to do the daily newsletter over the weekly classes we had on the Discord. As the Discord grows, because it's free access, I might start to kick up classes more again. But I think the newsletter just is a little bit easier with people's schedules. We'll still do events and stuff, but anyways, we're getting too derailed. I really like Shopify here as well. Shopify has like a really nice setup fundamentally, and I think we've tried to sell this name on multiple bad headlines, and it just keeps eating them up. We had this breakdown on the daily, but it reversed, and it's about to test this big key level. So I think a move over 117 should really send us towards previous highs back in July. So I think that's really interesting. Tesla caught huge profit taking, but interestingly enough, these long-term charts still look really good for Tesla. It looks like this trend line gave a huge puking on the stock, but we came right back to our bullish EMA with our bullish TTM and momentum holding up on the stock. So in fact, the weekly is still firing to the upside as it didn't fully retrace this bullish candle. So I'd really, maybe tomorrow Tesla doesn't get the move, but I'd be really interested to see if Tesla gets a massive Friday move and kind of fires to the upside. I would also keep an eye on MP. I tried some calls here today, but I didn't really like the price action and the premium. So I'm kind of wondering if we get another day of selling, especially with the daily kind of rolling over here. So it doesn't look like it's quite done. Point of retracement. Looking at the Feb retracements here, I think you should look for the 168 around 33.05 and see if that comes to about. It might not. It might just fire to the upside. There was some really bullish headlines today, and that's why I actually closed my calls today just flat because I was really hoping for a much stronger move on this one. And actually, I wouldn't mind just real quick looking at the 24-hour market on MP right there. So it is at 35.75. So it doesn't reclaim the high. Kind of give an eye on this one though. I have the alert set for 36.75 because I think it could give a nice push to the upside. Overall, AI is still leading the way. Coin looks really strong. Robotics companies are looking really interesting right now. A lot of them are starting to break out as well. The nuclear names are starting to wake up a bit as too. I know they were all down today, but it looks like just a reset. We've seen this a lot. We see this a lot where, the market kind of tries to shake out the weak hands and then it gives the real moves, right? So I tried to stay as bullish as possible today. Even today, though, I got a little faked out, like on this big plunge on MSTR when the SPY gave that plunge on the midday. I got a little skittish. I closed some partials on MSTR. I ended up coming back in with, a smaller position and actually scalping it for some quick profits into the close. So that was nice. And in fact, I think I could have swung those if I'm looking at I wonder what this looks like right now on the futures market. So it's above 390, which is actually the trigger. That's actually over the high a day, and it's a really bullish trigger. It's not surprising considering that Bitcoin looks so good as well, coming out of that bull flag. So HIMS, we made several videos about HIMS and how bullish we are on HIMS. On HIMS overall, I feel kind of bad because we've had like new members join, and they didn't make money on HIMS, but we were trading HIMS. Pretty much in this range. At this range, we started accumulating as well. And then I got really big here. So we sold here, and we also took big partials here. I actually closed my leaps here without no anticipation of the headline. That's one of those luck things, right? You know, those leaps were like, I want to say like 800 each, and I bought them for like 5, and I was in and out of them, in and out of them, in and out of them, just printing money on the stock. And we've made a lot of money on HIMS, and then we got the Novo headline. If you read the daily newsletter, I did a full article on still very, very bullish on HIMS. But you got to give stocks like this a break after news like this. So I did some small nibbling on shares. I still want to turn it into a top 3 position. I am willing to wait for it. It might kill my performance for the year, but I got a lot of cash, and I don't mind kind of rebalancing some in some names I like, especially with July. Maybe we'll get a turnaround. I think there's some really good headlines also coming out for him. So I'm fine sitting on this name. As you guys know, Tesla is still my number 1 position. 2024, I put half my account in Tesla. And so I'm looking for probably Coin to be the Tesla of this year, and not even be close to being done with the move. So there's a lot more ideas in the Discord, but I'm going to let you guys join. And check that out. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell if you want to catch the live trading that I do. We went live today. We printed on Google. If you just watched that and you ended up holding the MSCR all day, you should be up like really nicely on the day, in fact. And we made some really good money on Google. Google's another one that I'm actually looking for a nice continuation on. I guess I'll mention that because it's probably a little bit safer than Shop. I just think Shop probably has a bit more upside potential. And to be honest, they're kind of similar. Google, I think, is just probably the most undervalued, Mag 7 name. This company does so much. They're into drones. They're leader in the AI. They are finally done with all these lawsuits. As far as I'm aware, they've been fined by all the major ones. They may get split up. That's still under investigation, but a split up here. I actually bought Google shares, and I am not opposed to buying more here soon now that I think about it. Because if Google gets split up, I want YouTube. I want YouTube. I want YouTube so bad in my portfolio. So, yeah, that'll be it. God bless, guys. Lots of stuff. We're doing lots of things and having great performance. Oh, I should add that we do have the performance tracker. So if you're curious and you want to see like how's Josh doing his trading, this is publicly updated. The code is going to be also posted here soon. So like, here's how we did today. Another green day, made some money. Yesterday, made some money. Coin was really great yesterday. So you can go through here and you can look at this. Even my crap days were like, this is like a break even 50-50 day. It's all up here. It's all automatically done by the coding system. Every contract I buy and everything is posted here. So go check it out. We try to operate with the most transparency as possible without, like revealing too much personal information that's puts me in a weird spot. To try and help you guys, and I'll be doing a small account challenge, and I'll probably live stream that account so you guys can actually see the amount of contracts I buy, how I roll positions. We've done it before. It's not new, and I don't plan to make content about it because it's honestly just more work for me with way less payoff. But if it teaches people and it helps them, I'll do it. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you in the morning. Let's keep making some money, baby. Oh, and one more thing. God bless.